Good evening. This is the Rajdhani channel of All India Radio Delhi, broadcasting on medium wave 450.5 meters, that is 666 kilohertz. Welcome to the evening transmission, Sanj Dale. We begin the transmission with comments from the press.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. Financial Express, in its editorial titled "When Everyone from Modi to Rahul and Mayawati are flouting rules, what is Election Commission to do?" writes, "With most political parties flouting the Election Commission's EC's Model Code of Conduct with impunity, it is not surprising EC is coming in for a lot of flack and being pilloried as a stooge of the government. Though the EC has retrieved some ground in ordering that the biopic on Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be shown only after the elections are over, it allowed the Namo channel to be aired, and it didn't take any serious action when Modi tried to make a clear divide between Hindu and Muslim voters by saying that after angering Hindu voters with the UPA's Hindu terror charge, Rahul Gandhi was contesting in an area where the majority was in a minority. And while it is still examining the issue, it is not clear if the EC will take a decisive stand and without much delay on the Prime Minister canvassing votes in the names of the CRPF Jawans who died in Pulwama or the Air Force heroes who conducted the Balakot raids. This is despite the EC clearly saying last week that the Balakot strikes were not to be politicized. But before alleging EC is soft on the government, it is important to keep in mind that it is not just the BJP. Most major political parties are guilty of the same thing. The EC's advisory asks parties not to make unverified allegations against one another, but that didn't stop Gandhi from saying after Wednesday's Supreme Court ruling that SC had accepted that there was corruption in the Rafale deal and that Modi had given 30,000 crore to Anil Ambani. While UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was censured by the EC for referring to the armed forces as Modi's Sena, BSP Chief Mayawati made an explicit appeal to all Muslims to vote against Modi. Certainly, the EC's reputation has taken a beating, but so has that of the entire political class since the Model Code of Conduct is something they have all promised to adhere to. When all parties are united in throwing decency to the winds, in the days the EC was seen as more powerful, parties and individuals took the EC warning, censure more seriously. The only option for the EC is to take extreme steps to enforce its writ. The Tribune, in its editorial titled "Mindless Mining," says the ugly head of the sand mafia has risen again in Haryana with the detection of illegal 50 feet deep digging along the Yamuna embankment at Tajiwala village in Yamunanagar. It threatens to wreak havoc in the coming monsoon as the damaged embankment may impact the Hathni Kund barrage and lead to floods in the surrounding area. As truckloads of the mineral dredged by heavy machinery crisscross the state with impunity, it is an open secret that the unlawful activity is rampant. Alarmed by the ravaging plunder, the NGT had put a blanket ban on sand mining on the banks of the Yamuna in 2015, pending an investigation. In 2012, the Supreme Court had, in a bid to curb illegal mining that is prevalent across the country, notably banned all sand mining without the approval of the Ministry of Environment and Forests. But the upper hand of the strong sand mafia politician-landowner nexus prevailed as the state governments failed to rein in unsanctioned quarrying of sand fed by the booming construction business. Only such strong action as a ban on illicit dredging activity can restrict quarrying in the Yamuna basin, hundreds of acres of which have been plundered and its rich ecosystem irreversibly impacted. The Indian Express, in its editorial titled "A Woman's Voice," writes, "The shortlist for the Man Booker International Prize 2019 is out, and this year the 6 finalists include 5 women. All 6 books were translated too by women. The annual award is given to the best book which has an English translation and is published in Britain or Ireland." It seems that 4 decades and a half later, the Man Booker International Prize for starters has registered the sentiment behind American poet Adrienne Rich's past protestations. In 1974, Rich had refused to accept the National Book Award for Poetry, which she won for her collection Diving into the Wreck. Rich read out a statement instead, which she said was prepared by 3 of the women nominated for the National Book Award for Poetry, with the agreement that it would be read by whichever of us, if any, was chosen. The other 2 nominees were Audre Lorde and Alice Walker. Rich went on to accept this award in the name of all the women whose voices have gone and still go unheard in a patriarchal